wrestling fans, it's Tuesday evening, time for international wrestling, this week from Caudry Theatre here in France. My name is Ulrich Williams and I have 5 first-class contests for you. And as usual in France, the dancing girls start the show. And making a welcome return, welcome in my book anyway, is Colonel Brody, back here on Eurosport by public demand. The 6'4" mercenary fighter is back in the ring. Billed from South Africa, but hails from North Yorkshire in England. And on his way into the ring to meet him tonight is his opponent, Owen Hart from Canada, from Calgary in Canada.
I'm Owen Hart, and I got all my fans here together. The youngest fans that support the Cats all around the world, and I'm here in France wrestling Colonel Brody, and it's going to be a wild and woolly match. But Owen Hart from Canada, with all his Eurosport, you watch it, #1, straight to the top.
And that's Owen Hart, as he said, from Calgary in Canada.
And watch the eyes and everything.
Son of the famous Stu Hart, a legendary wrestler in Canada in his own right. The referee is Mick McMichael from England, who has wrestled and beaten men like Jackie Pallo, Steve Logan, Mick McManus. Yes, Mick McMichael defeated them all in the golden era of British wrestling. And he is the man in the middle tonight, one of the top 6 wrestlers in the world. He knows what the game is all about, does Mick McMichael. A really packed house here at the Caudry Theatre. Sometimes it looks small because of the angle of the camera is on the stage where there are about 80 people. But believe me, the wrestlers here are wrestling in front of 3,000 people.
Come on, Brody. What do you say, Brody?
Brody going for a grapevine, but can't get it on.
Brody!
As I told you, Owen Hart is the son of the legendary Stu Hart, and Owen Hart has 6 brothers that are international wrestlers all over the world, from Japan via Europe all the way to the United States of America. Owen is probably in his last bout here in Europe, as he is to join with Jim Neidhart for the World Wrestling Federation to form a new tag team called the New Hart Foundation.
Hart, I'm watching your Hart.
And the Colonel on the attack, again on the blind side of the referee, pulling Hart's hair, where the referee Mick McMichael couldn't see, but he won't get away with a lot of that with Mick McMichael. As I told you, Mick McMichael himself was one of the leading British wrestlers in the 60s and 70s. He'll know every dirty trick there is. And there's a good trick from Owen Hart as he offers the Colonel his foot and then gives him a good sound kick on the back of the head.
4, 5.
Stu Hart will have taught all his boys, all the wrestlers, every dirty trick there is. Some of you wrestlers back in England might be wondering why Mick McMichael is wearing a kilt. We are not used in England to watching referees wearing kilts. Here on the continent, it's the done thing. Mick McMichael, of Scottish origin, but now living in Doncaster. That is when he's not touring all over the world, officiating in the middle in a wrestling ring. Owen Hart switches to full Nelson. Oh, and a good bump there. Good bump, Owen Hart. As I told, oh, and out goes the Colonel. The Colonel is by far the taller man, but look at that drop kick, a tremendous drop kick from this young Canadian.
5, 6, 7, 8.
No need for the Colonel to do simple things like ducking under the rope. He can step over it. He stands at 6'4". 6'4" of arrogance. First tackle, and it goes to the Colonel. But Owen Hart nips up. Oh, what about that then? What about that? What a good cross buttock. As I told you earlier, he knows every trick in the trade.
1, 2, 3.
Both these men look very, very cool characters in there. And Brody once again takes his man down to the canvas with the illegal use of the hair. And the fans here in Gaudry are taking no time in telling the Colonel that he's fouling, but that won't bother this man. I can do that again, says Owen Hart. But the Colonel's got no hair, so he goes for the only other hair, and Mick McMichael breaks the hold. And some of the Colonel's moustache comes off.
Always with the hair, now watch the hair.
Yes, as expected, the Colonel powers his man to the ground, being much taller than Hart. But Hart comes up. He's a very strong young boy. Balances on the rope. Oh, what about that? And a good hip toss.
3, 4.
This is really entertaining wrestling.
Watch it now.
Notice Brody headmatting his man onto the ropes. That means the wrestler's legs catch the ropes and his head comes down on the canvas first. And for his efforts, Mick McMichael gives him a public warning. The yellow card is out. McMichael will stand no nonsense. Hart pushing the bigger man up here. Can he get him over the rope? And the Colonel's in trouble, and out he goes. Colonel is back to what he's best at, that's smiling.
1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Good knee block by the Colonel. Going for a backbreaker. Oh. Oh, this is a truly good submission hold if the Colonel's got it on properly. Got a good drop kick from Hart. Didn't quite have the stranglehold on to make the backbreaker really effective, but he's in here with a few good elbows. Brilliant, truly brilliant drop kick there by Hart. Oh, and out go both men.
1,
Out go both men.
3, 4.
And Hart foolishly attacks the Colonel outside the ring. The Colonel switches up and Hart goes straight into the post, and the Colonel is back in the ring. And the winner is Colonel Brody.
Eurosport.